Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Friday, April 27th, and welcome to our video commentary. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the case of Dr. Jackson. This is the man who President Trump nominated to be the head of the Veterans Administration. And in the last 48 hours, he withdrew his name after some bad stories, if you will, stories of bad behavior, hit the press. I don't know anything about those stories. I cannot confirm or deny anything. I just have to read the newspapers like you do. But it's interesting to me because I first learned about Dr. Jackson, who has a military background, a very distinguished military background. But I just heard about this gentleman I guess, about 6 months ago when President Trump nominated him. And I read a little bit, and he received a wonderful reference from President Obama. When President Obama left office, as it is customary, he wrote some very good references about some of the people who worked for him. And his reference about Dr. Jackson was unbelievably great. I mean, he was very professional. He was a very good doctor. He did a great job. He treated him and his family with tremendous professionalism. Other people in the White House said some very similar things about the doctor. So, when I saw those references and when I saw the nomination, I said to myself, great, maybe we can have finally a nomination without the rancor and the ugly partisanship that we have seen in recent nominations. Then all of a sudden, all these stories hit the press and all this information hits the press about bad behavior. He apparently got drunk one night and crashed a car. That's the allegation. Again, I don't know anything about it other than that's the allegation. He apparently was practicing medicine, apparently writing prescriptions for people and so on where he shouldn't be. I mean, all kinds of allegations that obviously, if true, raise some very serious questions about his performance. But the problem that I have, or the question that I have, is simply this. Why didn't any of this come out when he was President Obama's doctor? Why is it that all of a sudden, when he gets nominated by President Trump, everything hits the press? All of these negative stories hit the press about the doctor. There wasn't a single story that I recall when he was President Obama's doctor about bad behavior, not being professional, drinking, or writing prescriptions that he shouldn't. Now, all of a sudden, it hits the press. And you really have to begin to wonder, how does this happen? How does a man go from being a perfect man for 8 years to all of a sudden all these negatives coming out? Who was holding back this information? I mean, who was knowledgeable of this information but didn't leak it to the press? Or who in the press knew of this information for whatever reason didn't disclose it? I think those are fair and legitimate questions. I mean, is this man being destroyed because he was nominated by President Trump? I think that's a perfectly legitimate question. And I, as a citizen, would like to know the answer, because if people in the press knew about Dr. Jackson's behavior but didn't print it when he was President Obama's doctor, why are they printing it now that he was nominated by President Trump? There's something that about this whole story that I don't understand. Again, let me repeat, I don't know anything at all about the allegations. They may all be true. For all I know, everything that we're hearing could turn out to be true. But I just have to wonder, why is it that we didn't find this out until he was nominated by President Trump? I don't know. It makes me a little curious, to say the least. Thank you for watching. We have all of these commentaries on YouTube. We also have them over on my Twitter and over on my blog. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Talk to you later. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas.